Welcome back to another video of Path of Exile 1. Anyway, let's play. So, let us do some more maps, Mabri. We can actually do this one. It's now level 14 though, but it's okay. I have to corrupt stuff. I'll just save this. Alrighty then. So this could be a boss fight, I think. I'm not too sure. Also, got a new weapon now. Cost me 9 divines. Well, that's great. As I was about to use my potions. Newbies captured. Let's get down to business. Rune +1. We got a whole new group here. So let me just see here. We'll just do that one. Dying like this is not a good thing, man. Wonder if our damage is higher. It looks somewhat similar though. We killed all enemies but no key drop. Goodness, what the heck?
Just do it, you git.
Drop a scarab. I'm okay. Not gonna help too much.
Yeah, my brother.
Hello, baby.
How you doing?
Don't know if I'm actually stronger. Like, definitely not worth those amount of divines.
Oh, that's unfortunately how the cookie crumbles, you know?
Yeah.
You think you're buying an investment, but when upgrade, you're just not. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I'm unsure if I'm stronger. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah. Have you tried importing a character and checking on the POB?
Just probably have to. How do I copy the weapon in game?
You can't. You can control D-Its and then try and copy all the stats from the item pricing. I don't know.
I mean, the only other good one that was there was like 30 divine. That's a bit ridiculous.
That is, yeah.
Why do I always play the most expensive shit? I played minions because I thought no one will.
My honest opinion, inexperience. People love minions. It's like how can I say? Like some easy build. And because of that, they nerfed it into the ground. So.
World of Warcraft did the same. Hunters, Beast Mastery Hunters, where your pet is your main damage, was way too strong. And they nerfed it so hard that they don't even get invited anymore to parties. Do dungeons and raids.
Jesus.
One loss, nothing to be ashamed of.
That's just tragic.
Yeah. Another reason why I like PoE2 more.
Why is that?
You can actually stats check while in game.
Oh, your damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the moment, it feels like a guessing game. I'll check my damage after the map.
Fortune is the only way to check. Then it will show you that you're either weaker or stronger, and then you'll be like, but why? So,
I should be stronger, but I think it's not 11 divine stronger.
mm, 13 divines.
Oh, it's 11 in total. I paid 9 for it.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 to craft.
Still a lot of fucking money. How did you make money so quickly? Was it still the leftover from your mirror shot?
Yeah, it was still left over somewhat. Also picked up a divine, and then I also got a divine from King's March.
Ah, from the ship.
Yeah,
Very nice. Very fucking nice. I'm so close to finishing this shit, dude. I can't wait. I just want to play something else. I want to play Bonnie and Friends or something.
I'm still so far away though.
Yes, you are. You're more than a week away from finishing it. And that's to say if you can finish it, actually. Because some of the shit is very difficult, but I'll help you however I can. Okay, I'll be right back.
Cool. Nice. We got another fragment. Whatever, map's done.
Decisions must be made.
Yeah, we need way more gold and fast. I think at this point it's just run 16s. Like just run the whole time.
Back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
want to check my price. I just sorry, my damage. I just opened another map. I'll take after this one then.
Yeah, cool. Alright.
Oh my goodness. Four different directions, tower defense.
Sounds like a good time. Are you winning, son?
We'll see. Yeah, there's just no way, like honestly. Before I can build my first tower, they're just fucking already on the fucking base.
Oh, is that even possible?
I can't upgrade a tower, dude. So
Oh, so you mean before you're fully upgraded tower?
yeah.
No, you will never be able to do that. Unless you kill the monsters.
Oh, did it? Holy shit!
You see, there's hope. Yeah.
Yeah, the minions skipped the stop side. Two sides busy.
No, oh, they're just the best.
Wait, my minion, my raised zombies is dead. Wait, I never had them up most probably, no. I don't know.
You swapped your one, so probably not.
But it's on my chest piece. I don't know. My minions haven't died in so long, if that's the case. I hope this is, because, like I said, I feel weaker. I hope this is it. Give me half an hour to fucking summon my minions. Someone wants to trade. Thank you, come again. Oh, there's another minion dead. Okay, so it's definitely something on the map. Yeah, they keep dying.
Maybe reflect.
Yep. Like... Let me try and use that. No reflect. Pantheon. Or not no reflect, but a lot less.
My mana is spent.
One more minion. They take way less damage, but they're still dying.
Has to be something, right?
Yeah, I'm using that Pantheon, but it doesn't help. Oh, it is a lot better.
Aren't you using the rejects I gave you? When you craft the map?
I think I did.
If you don't, I mean...
I think I did use, but I corrupted it after. So it must have gotten it.
Are you still doing the Atlas challenge?
No, I'm done until 16.
And you want to corrupt your maps?
Not true. I can actually play like this. Just have to... Okay, never mind.
Uh-huh. The moment you think there's hope, then there isn't.
This way, Exile.
We'll just try Grove. If this doesn't work, then I'm done with the map anyway.
My mana is spent.
Yeah, it's still not doable with that thing.
kind of sucks. Pumpkin, give me some pumpkin. Fucking corn.
I guess that's it here. Change your Pantheon back. Alrighty then, let's dial a bit, dude. People are almost at 7,000 delve. Like, how in the world? And just why as well? Like, why? Maybe it becomes like extremely profitable if you get that deep. But I can't imagine the cost, like how much it costs per per card move. That must be ridiculous. So let's go.
Yeah, right here, I'm back.
Welcome back. Delving a bit here. Actually had a lot more soul fight than I thought.
How does it feel? The difference?
It feels good. Where's my
Noticeable?
frenzy charges though? I need to like see if I can get 3 stacks even.
True.
So many buffs all over the screen. It starts to form a second line even.
Insane, dude.
Oh yeah, I do have 3. I do have 3. Double check. Oh man, it's power charges, dude.
So you got the wrong one.
Oh, then it's Carnage, not Host.
I mean,
And
charges does give you a piece of damage. So,
As good as Frenzy though?
I guess. 5,000 less. Wait, hold on. Yeah, about 5,000 less. Ish. No, actually, power charges give a lot more. I'm sorry, hold on. No. No, it doesn't. If you had both, you get a lot of damage. Yeah, frenzy charges are about 5,000 DPS more.
Yeah, for me to get both, I somehow have to get a Spectre +1 somehow. I think you can. I think there's a breakpoint at 25. Because the guide is using 4. I think at 25 you do get a +1. But for now, like one gives Onslaught, the other one gives Pride, and also does quite a lot of damage. I think I just have to get Frenzy.
Yeah.
I can definitely feel more damage. I'm not taking any damage anymore. I'm just standing still.
Shit. Oh yeah, that's good news. Yeah.
This thing is so tanky. What the heck?
What a week. Water.
280 dip.
280. Congratulations, everybody.
Well, I'm going to it now, so let's see.
Congratulations, my friend.
I think I'm up to you.
I'm happy to see wind wasted come.
Sorry.
I said I'm happy to see you wind wasted sperm.
Okay. That's a weird compliment.
Yeah, I'm calling you not useless.
I get that.
My pleasure, my brother. I accidentally jumped to the fucking boss room. I don't even know it. When I jump into the room, it's like, hello there. It's like, what the fuck are you doing here? What the fuck am I doing here? Oh, that's a good question. So I didn't know where I was.
You there to take his property without compensation?
Oh, yes. You know what's funny? I watched the Afi Forum interview today.
Yeah.
Where Lemon was questioning them, like how could you do this? Gone to Elon Musk, which is an open racist, and he's
What?
he's a fascist and all that nonsense. And I'm like, is this guy on drugs? Like, What drug is he taking? Because you know, I want that. I want to be openly racist like he is, and then go into a higher court of proceedings, and then go call someone else racist. Because holy shit, that would be a trip in itself. Like,
Dude,
oh my God.
I would be super surprised if Solidarity or Freeform even met Elon Musk. He's not involved in nothing of this. He has nothing to do.
Malema. Malema is having a dispute on.
The part where he's involved in is the fact that he couldn't even set up his own company here. Like that's the only thing. And for some reason, everyone thinks he's like the cause of all of this happening, but it has nothing to do with anything. He just shares a tweet every now and then.
You did not see the fight here Malema had on Twitter? The back and forth messaging?
Yeah, but like, it's not him that caused anything between South Africa and USA.
No, it was not him. It was FG Forum, but he was the one who went after Malema. And he was the one that targeted him and called him a racist.
It also wasn't Afriform. All this is what's happening is because of their choices. South Africa standing with Hamas, and siding with Russia in the war, and also becoming part of BRICS. Like, all of this is why all of this shit is happening.
But Trump and Putin are best friends now.
No, they're not best friends.
Yeah, 100%.
He's... People want you to think of it. They are...
Trump openly said he wants to re-establish a partnership with Russia. He wants to strengthen their relationship. He's going to start trading weapons to Russia so that he can end the war in Ukraine. Like, I mean, it's funny enough if South Africa gets like pointed out and say, yeah, we stood with Russia against, you know, the fuck you. When they invaded Ukraine. It's funny enough to say that and then prosecute us and blame us for it. But then turning around and doing the same thing. And then you want to move to America when its own leader is a two-faced liar.
They don't even get me started of our leaders in this country. Like I said, every country has their problems. Every country. It's just, what do you want to deal with? I would rather deal with a place with way less corruption. Way less. Where in this country, I don't even want to run charity streams. As an example.
How much money has Doge shaved? It's like 13 billion.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Corruption. Yeah.
It's not corruption.
It is corruption, 100%.
It's scams. It's more like scams than corruption.
Openly said it, that it's literally corruption. 13 million. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
13
I'm
billion.
gonna try and read this. I'm gonna try and read this fucking number to you. So that is 236 billion 702 million 680,500 rand of corruption that America has.
Okay, just search SAA alone. Just that one company in South Africa. How much corruption happened there? The biggest airport in just Africa alone that is now bankrupt.
375 million.
Million?
Million.
I doubt it.
The investigation is set to complete the end of this month. The prospect criminal record is 375 million.
I know ESCOM corruption is over 2.6 billion rand.
Yeah, so they ask money from the government for 375 million for tires and then 85 million for catering. That was a scam. So we're looking at a possible 400 and something million rand. That was the corruption scandal there.
Of SA.
And it's it says
Bro,
plus another 1.8 billion. Yeah, I'm so busy with it.
Okay.
Then another 3.4 billion. So we're looking at 4.2, 5.2, about 5.8 billion dollars. Just no, it's a lot more. There's so many. There's so many. The full estimate is about 8 billion rand of corruption.
Yeah, that's
Which
just
still
SA.
pales- Yeah, that just still pales in comparison to fucking 200 and something billion rand.
And again, it's the difference between having literally 1 billion people that lives in one country versus 50 million.
Yeah, that's actually correct. They have 375 million. That's the population, correct? So I have a lot more people.
Yeah. So for them, it's like 2% of the GDP. For us, it's literally a half.
No,
That's the difference as well. For them, it's dude. They need to shave off $2 trillion dollars a year in order to be not going into debt anymore. Like, this is just the start. Like, they're gonna cut all spending, dude.
Yeah, well, it's good for them. Like, they're one country that's been singled out, for so long already. Like, other countries like stop trading with them. You know, they cannot stop trading. Well, I mean, but America is just America. So, at the end of the day, they do it to themselves.
The thing is, a country works with agendas, and if you're not standing with them, you're against them. That's how they see it, and that's why they're cutting all funding to Africa, like everything. Because
What's America's agenda? Kill everybody and take their oil and natural resources. Is that the agenda?
dude, like the guy who watched again about this, like, he says that South Africa is insignificant. If they take away the minerals for USA, it's not even gonna be a blimp for them. They literally will just buy it somewhere else. The only loser in this situation will be South Africa.
Well, I mean, if you have a, how can I say this, a superiority complex because you're American, then, you know, good for you.
I actually do believe him. Like, we're not on top of anything anymore. We used to be one of the best gold miners. We're not anymore. Not even close. I don't know. For me, it's just like, if you look at GDPs, like, we're not even top 20 in the world. Like, sure, we have natural resources, but they could just get it somewhere else, dude. And even if they have to pay double the price, it wouldn't matter. But the direction that's happening right now, the guy I'm watching said that there's going to be sanctions placed on the ANC themselves. It's not going to be to South Africa. That is what's...
It feels to me that the guy you're watching doesn't really know much of shit.
He knows everything.
No, he doesn't know shit. He doesn't know economics. Maybe you should go take a class. If you pay twice the amount just for the same minerals you're getting for what you're already getting, so that means that the cost of everything goes up. First, it's
no, that is what I said. And no, they're not gonna take petrol from us. They're the second biggest resource of fuel. America.
No, I'm not saying petrol from us. I'm saying that if you pay twice the amount for any resource, then the basic, like, Like what do they want to do with our VAT? They want to increase fucking VAT to 17%, right?
Yeah,
So
because
it's just like 2% more. It's not that. No, it's not. It's huge. It's fucking huge. So first of all, your trucks, they will now run 2% more expensive. First of all, then maintenance on the truck and fuel in that truck and everything in that truck is gonna be 2%. So everything then fucking counts up to a fuck ton of costs just to get the truck to run from fucking, let's say, Cape Town to Johannesburg. So that's a fuck shit of money already. Then you need to manufacture the truck, so then you have to pay the fucking driver to give you that shit. That's a fuck ton of money. Then the lead, no, what do you say? I'm trading. Give me a second. What do you want?
I get it. It's multiplicative.
Yeah, exactly. It's multiple. That word. Trade. And then the same thing is going to happen to America. So if they pay twice the amount for anything, then it's going to have a chain effect where, like, the minerals that are used is mostly used for. Thank you. It's mostly used for like electronics.
They don't make electronics.
The minerals are used for electronics, for batteries.
They
The
pay
biggest
China
battery
for that.
Manufacturing. The biggest battery manufacturing is fucking Tesla, dude.
That's
I'm not sure what
recently.
Tesla makes batteries.
They made
battery.
their first cars out of laptop batteries. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, but they're now the biggest battery manufacturer in the world. Thanks to the amazing cars. I like Tesla, so I'm not going to say bad about it. So then that is the cell phone chips is made in Silicon Valley. So then that is going to be twice as much, and then you have to pay twice as much labor, and then you have to pay twice as much manufacturing cost, and then the people need to pay twice as much on that shit, and then you have to pay twice as much fucking tax. So America does not want to pay twice as much. There's no way.
It's not the same as that. If I sell you gold for twice as much, it will only inflict one person. It's not going to be like multiplicative like that.
Yeah, but everything's electronic today. Like, if you have a bad heart, you need a pacemaker, and that's electronics. You need a chip that's made in Silicon Valley, right?
No, those chips gets made in Taiwan.
We're not talking about Qualcomm chips.
They're making all the base chips, like in our iPhones, in our TVs, like even what we're using in our graphic cards and stuff.
Oh, 100%.
It's made.
Yeah,
it's made by Taiwan.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, the world's a fucking messy place. I don't think South Africa is insignificant at all.
According to the GDP that America has to us.
Yes.
Like how we explained it is that there's problems in South Africa right now, but guess what? There's bigger problems somewhere else. In Russia, in Ukraine. There's way bigger problems there. In Hamas and Israel, there's way bigger problems there. At the moment, South Africa's problems is lower than the fucking ground. It's not gonna be priority. And it's never gonna be priority. Until all of this is solved. They have way too much to work on.
That is an American perspective, because America wants to be part of everything. The moment they are not part of anything, then nobody cares about them and everybody ignores them. So in America's eyes, if they have to be involved in everything. If there's a war, America's there. If there's oil and minerals, America wants to be there. It's the American way of thinking. Let's get involved in everything. Right? It's like that annoying dog that just doesn't want to fucking shut up. That's America. I love American people. I think there's some really great people out there. But I don't like America in itself and the way it operates. The things that it does. I look at what's that guy's name that was killed, and then they say he committed suicide. Jeffrey Epstein, right, on his island. Presidents, politicians, big name actors, all were involved in the raping of little girls and boys, right? Only America gets that. School shootings, only America. America is not this wonderful place you're trying out to. Like, if anything, America is insignificant.
Well, in England, there was a guy that went to school with a katana, and he killed 4 people and injured like 14.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. It's like somebody does something and then the world follows. That's the only thing that makes America anything worthwhile, is that everybody copies what they do. But you want to talk about insignificance. What does America provide the world?
Money.
Except money.
The only country that does.
Well, they don't offer money anymore. They've restricted all aid.
Yeah. So what else do they provide? They provide world peace.
No, they don't. America is the instigators of every war that has ever started. I guarantee you that the war between Israel and Palestine was introduced by America. 100%.
The Ukrainian and Russian war, apparently
That's
Kamala Harris
America
went
as well.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she is one of the big
as well.
reasons why. But Hamas, no,
I don't-
they're in the same situation as we are. You can't get a job because you're a different believer. You believe in a different God, for example.
Yeah, there's
So
a lot of
there's-
nonsense happening, but
Yeah. So people were just like, you know what? I'm fucking tired of this, and we're gonna just start a war. Yeah.
yeah, that's so wrong. If that's your mentality. You're a very disturbed person, and that is your way of thinking. Well,
That
I
is-
can't get a job, so let me kill people. That's the same here. I know.
That is America had nothing to do with it. With that war.
With Hamas?
So- yeah.
America completely decentralized the entire Midwest and East. They completely fucked up Iran, Iraq, all those places where these people come from. They completely fucked it up. Iraq was a beautiful country before America stepped foot in there. So
Yeah.
you want to say America has nothing to do with this, brother? Brother,
But if you're talking
please.
about back then it was George Bush that had
Oh,
been involved
100%.
with it.
George Bush and what was
Obama.
it? The coalition? No, coalition between Obama, Bush, and then Russia. They were in a coalition together. America went in there, fucked up Iraq, and then Russia went in and completely fucked up Iran. Like I'm saying, like, brother, America has more blood on their hands than fucking Ivan the Terrible or fucking Genghis Khan. But the point that I'm trying to make is, like, I don't dislike Americans, just for all your viewers, or most probably all American. I don't dislike you. I just don't like the way your country is being run. Like, I don't dislike Trump either. I think as a businessman, he has great ways to make your lives better, to reduce tax, to decrease joblessness and all that shit. Wonderful
there's
president.
no joblessness there.
Biden.
People are just fucking lazy.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, especially California.
If
Or
you're
San Francisco, where they literally do drugs in the street.
like if you don't have a job, they give you a paycheck. And that's why they have to increase the minimum wage every time, because that people rather stay home, do nothing. Because the paycheck is so big. I think it's like $400 a month if you don't have a job.
That's not really a lot.
It's a decent amount if you live in a poor area. So would you rather work at McDonald's for maybe 20 bucks more, maybe 50 bucks more? No, you would rather just stay at home then. That's why they have to increase prices. The minimum wage goes up quite a bit there.
I guess that at $500 or $400, that's still more than most people make here. So,
Yeah.
but to get into what I said is that America literally provides nothing to the world. They are the most useless country in the world when it comes to providing anything.
Okay.
Like Canada, which is significantly smaller, provides more to America than America provides to Canada. They are like you can just do it. I don't know. We import American sweets, right? And that's about all we ever import from them. Then we get their money. I've asked myself this question like so many times. It's like, why is the American dollar so strong? What makes it strong? They have a lot of people, so I guess there's that. But like, they don't really trade. They buy.
Dude,
How
they
do they generate their wealth?
like so much in our world is made there. Like just Facebook alone. Like how much money does that generate?
Oh, Facebook has ads.
It doesn't
Never
matter.
used
Like
Facebook.
YouTube is there. Like all the biggest companies you
Yeah.
think of, Twitch.
Twitch.
Like when it comes to money, especially online, they own the market by far. It's nothing even coming
Yeah,
close.
and then they pay tax, and that gives a nice
Yeah.
GDP.
And then look at
But
just look at just Elon Musk alone. Like how much money is Tesla worth? Or SpaceX, like moving to Mars,
No.
like stuff like this. There's no other country even close to coming to that shit.
Yeah.
That's why the GDP is so high, because everything starts there. Apple, iPhone, fucking Microsoft. We wouldn't have... I'm pretty sure our progress in gaming wouldn't have been that fast if Microsoft didn't exist even.
Microsoft was bought from an Indian man. If you still believe that Bill Gates bought or created Microsoft, then you are hopefully
The
missed-
Apple guy and was it Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
And the guy who started Microsoft, they coded it together, according to my knowledge. I watched the documentary about it. They had a feud about like how the UI should look like, and 2 years later, Steve Jobs is like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna make my own company. I don't like your UI."
Yeah.
They had a UI feud.
But I can tell you now the documentary is lying to me, because the woman that was responsible for selling Microsoft to Bill Gates did her own documentary talking about how most of Microsoft was basically exported to India. So nothing about Microsoft is American except the owner. Because Microsoft itself, or MS-DOS, which is the foundation of Microsoft, was not designed by Microsoft. So
Yeah, but
and
we're
the way
talking
Bill
about
Gates
a guy
made-
that maybe coded like fucking cookie date ago,
yeah,
and that's no longer
But the
even
way
part of the company. So
yeah, yeah. But the way that no, he physically purchases the whole software from another, because their software that they were coding didn't work, so they just purchased what was MS-DOS back then from that person. But the point is, what I'm trying to make is the way Bill Gates made money was very exploitative. Like they were shipping computers, and like what's it, Mercer or IBM? IBM was making computers, not even Bill Gates. He's just the one who published Microsoft. He didn't even make the computers. And so, Microsoft was the best operating system back then, or MS-DOS, or whatever you want to call it. So basically, he said that if you don't sell my Windows with every computer you sell, then I will not sell to you at all. And then IBM had no choice in basically saying, okay, fine, we'll make a deal with you. Completely exploitative.
Yeah, but most companies operate like that. Like if you want my help, then I want the benefit also.
Yeah. So, and then eventually they started shipping the Windows for free with computers all the time.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they gave him a cut.
No, 100%. Oh, 100%. He became the first billionaire because of it, because everybody wanted computers. Like, it's probably the most used resource. I mean, there's more Windows, more computers running Windows than anything else in the world. So it's the number one resource for computers. It's just great. Like they tried making.
But that is the point that I'm trying to make. Like if you just think about technology today, like everything is America.
Everything is sold by Americans, but it's made by everyone else.
It's Maya because they can make it cheaper in another country. Like iPhone is just a building in America. It doesn't get made there, doesn't get fixed there. Fuck all, dude. It's just a building.
It doesn't even get designed there, I'm sure.
That I do know. They don't make the phones. They literally just sell it and advertise.
Yeah. They don't even do a good job about that anymore.
But if
Like, if ever given,
if America is really gonna put tariffs up because, you know, BRICS, if that's gonna happen, then I don't know who's gonna make their phones. Not gonna be China. Gonna be tariffs on them. So I don't know.
The thing is, what economists are talking about, America is running scared. Because up until now, the world trades in dollars. That's your trading currency has always been dollars. You don't trade in euros or in anything else. So now BRICS has come into play.
Yeah, but I don't know how legal BRICS can even be. Like, just think about it. Like, Europe makes sense. Like, as countries next to each other, that's euros. But like, BRICS, now we're gonna count 5, 10, fucking 20. I think it's like 10 countries already in BRICS. Now we're gonna count all of them together and make our own GDP? Like, how the fuck? So are we gonna benefit from Russia trading to another country? Like, no. It just doesn't make sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and for us, it's a good thing. Because if you think about it, Russia is one of the strongest countries in the world, especially when it comes to trading, resources, and people.
Yeah.
They are the
China's second. I think Russia's third.
Yeah.
Because
a landmass. I'm talking about
in landmass. Yeah, landmass. I think they are the biggest.
China is nothing, bro. They're just people.
I'm talking about GDP. GDP, China's second.
Oh, 100%. China.
And Russia's third.
Massive in GDP. So with BRICS, everybody being in coalition with BRICS, especially South Africa, China and Russia is going to boost our GDP through the roof. And that's probably why, you know, our friendly president wants to, our cupcake wants to be pushing so hard to be part of GDP. And
see, for
saying is that Trump or America is running scared because BRICS has higher GDP than America and the West, UK and the EU.
Yeah, like if you just combine Russia and China together, they already have more GDP than America.
And if we have a unified currency between us and them, and then boom, like, well, like things will become better. Well, it's not going to become better in South Africa because we still have bad leaders. But
for us, it's a double-edged sword because the countries we're going with is all working for the president. The president's not working for you. I forgot what it's called.
Dictatorship?
Could be dictatorship, yeah.
Yeah, it's Russia and China dictators, yes.
We'll never vote again. Whoever is president will be the owner of the country forever. And then his children.
That is why Orania is fighting so hard to get South Africa's government decentralized. So that we can say, understand that this is what the plan is. There will be no more democracy. It will just be what I say is law, and that's it. So if he decides that he doesn't like you, you need to die, and boom, you're dead.
Yeah.
No questions about it. Which is terrifying, to be honest.
That's why no one's standing up against Putin, because whoever does gets killed.
In his country, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
He is scared of him, and it's going to be the same thing here.
You just do it to a few people, and then no one else will stand up.
Yeah, well, the point is that what people always forget, and which is so, to me, to this day, the most questionable thing is that you outnumbered the army, you outnumbered the government, stand up as a nation and fight for injustice. But what I wanted to say, which was interesting, there was this meeting that was recorded by a person. And this is an American politician was saying it was something with one of the meetings in North Africa, or I don't know where it was recorded. So this guy goes on and he talks, and he's just talking to white people. It's just white assembly, right? No black people inside. And he talked about how African countries need to be kept down, how they have to do everything to keep African nations in the ground and poor. Like I can't remember the entire video, but we probably can find it if you Google. Which is true. They've always found ways to keep African countries poor, and keep us poor. Because if we take the resources we have, we appoint a proper fucking leader that is not an idiot, then we will literally have probably one of the highest GDPs in the country. Do you know how much our GDP is right now?
No.
It's less than 1%, dude. Our growth per year, it's literally less than 1%. I watched an interview where the guy was talking about it. He says that you need to be at least, with our resources and our capabilities as
Should be like 5, I think.
In Africa, it should be 5, yeah.
Yeah.
We should have a 5% GDP or national growth per year.
I'm actually surprised that we are going 1% up. Like that, even that doesn't make sense to me. Like,
no, we used to be high. We used to be many years ago. We used to have a very high GDP.
Yeah, 30 years ago it was $500.
Yes, it was so little. Like my parents used to go overseas a lot because the currency was strong.
Yeah.
Compared to like Asian countries, and they used to just go there and they bought my PlayStation, my PSP, my Game Boy. They bought it all there because it was so much cheaper. Now you can't. You go there, your currency is still stronger, but it's fucking useless. And it's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, but you know that China and Japan, they all like they've I don't know how they do it, but they keep their currency shit so that they can get more work. I don't know how they do it. They actually make it worse somehow, and they keep it low, so that countries like Apple, or let's say companies like Apple, would export to them, so it's cheaper to make the phones there than to make it themselves.
I don't know. I have no idea if that's true or not, but I do know that probably in China it could be because China's just a shit place. But Japan, those people that are not in the rural areas, they live like kings and queens. Well, their houses, and some of the Chinese houses I've seen, that's so impressive, dude. The amount of technology and luxury those houses have. I know that my entire life I will never have a house like that. This guy walks into his kitchen and everything is automated, everything is electronic.
Yeah.
Clicks on his fridge, fucking fridge, pours him some milk, opens a drawer where his fruit is. Then he puts the fruit in a mixer and then put the milk, and he says he wants a strawberry milkshake or banana, whatever, and makes it for him while he presses a button for his cupboard to open, and his nightgown comes out.
Yeah, dude.
I wouldn't be surprised if we press a button and then Magical Hands comes out and gives him a fucking hand job.
Magical woman comes out. You wanna play?
Yeah. Exactly. I find stupidity. Probably I wish that it was like a sickness, like stupidity actually caused you to die, to the point where enough stupidity was like just dead on the spot.
I think stupidity caused a lot of car accidents.
Yeah, well,
most people still don't know how a circle works.
yeah, 100%. My fiance was 2 weeks ago almost in 2 accidents because people don't know how to use the circle.
Yeah.
They drive in the inside lane in the circle and they want to exit on the outside, so then they cut the outside lane to do it, and then there's a fucking car there, and then that car needs to brake because because they're illegally trying to merge or to cross, not even merge, just cross. And then the entire circle goes into a standstill because,
Yeah.
you know,
One stupid.
stupid. Yeah. You know, one technology that this is gonna sound cruel, but it would make the world a much better place. They should design technology that somehow can estimate your baby's intelligence at birth, and if your baby is gonna be below average intelligence, the pregnancy should be terminated.
Wow. So you're one of those people.
100%. It sounds cruel,
Because it is.
but yeah, well, that's the truth. Stupid people cost lives. Like the other day, a woman and both her children were killed because of idiots in cars. Children that still had their entire lives ahead of them were ended because of an idiot in a car. How's that?
Yeah, but that
how's
children could have been stupid also. You don't know.
Nah.
You see how like this could be another good thing.
Yeah, well,
I don't
that's the
think
case then.
I don't think you can test any IQ while the baby is unborn.
I know. That's why I said I wish it was possible.
Yeah.
Most people die on the road due to somebody else's stupidity.
Yeah.
Now, that stupidity did not exist.
It's either under the influence, like falling asleep, or literally just stupidity.
Yeah. And yeah, it's the most bizarre thing ever. So where I live, we have a T-junction, right?
Yeah.
And the T-junction has a fast turn-off. So it has like the road continues, and then there's like a road that goes sideways and you can turn off into it. So it's like a shoulder turn-off point where there's no traffic. It's just a turn-off, right?
Yeah.
And it's not regulated by any robots. So the T-junction, the normal T-junction, it's regulated by robots, right? And it's one of the slowest roads in the city. And that's where most of the deaths happen on the roads within the city. It's that one T-junction. There are robots on 3 other sides to regulate the flow of traffic in that T-junction. And people still fucking die there. Why? God knows. It is so slow, you can't go fast there. It's impossible. But still people die. Whenever there's a crash in the city, it's always a circle, let's say. And usually people are like, the other day there was a woman, get me out of this grove. She was, don't know what happened. She was walking over the circle here, very close to where I live. And then she got punted. She got, sorry, this is serious. She got punted by a car. Sorry, poor woman, she fatally died. But yeah, at a circle, dude. Like, I'm tired, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at the woman. I'm laughing at the stupidity, because how the fuck do you drive so fast that you punt? I'm sorry, again, just forgive me.
You're enjoying this for some reason.
I'm not. I'm just really tired. Let me just rephrase, because obviously if I said I would punt again, I'll just start laughing again. The car hit her so hard that she took off.
That's she. Okay.
I can't tell this story, I'm sorry. It's just too much for my brain to fucking comprehend. Okay, let's try again. The car hit her so hard, she flew across the street, right?
Yeah.
To the other side of the road, dead. At a circle. And on top of that, now that I'm serious, and I'm more awake than I was just 5 seconds ago, forgive me, anyone's listening to this. And it's a school zone as well. So it's limited to 40 kilometers per hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, how the hell do you hit a woman that hard that she's dead on impact, right? Because she was just completely fucked, dude.
Yeah.
And it's a school zone, plus it's a circle. Plus there's no road bumps to slow cars down though, but so.
I don't know.
I find it ridiculous. I find it not funny, not at all. I'm not a bad person. I just find that, and it was children. It was a young person as well that was driving the car. So now he's in jail for the rest of his life, or at least for 20 years, since it was an accident, so it wasn't premeditated. But the thing is, if his parents, you know, took at least 5 minutes of their time to teach a child that he should not be, you know, speeding, especially in a school zone, without children, right?
Yeah.
And that woman that got hit probably would still be alive, 100%.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you can't blame the parents as well. Like, once you're over 18, like, you're supposed, especially if you're driving a car, you need to know what the sign says. And if you don't want to obey the law, then yeah, your ass might be in jail for a long time. Because your car can be considered as a weapon if you are speeding.
Oh, it is a weapon. It's classified as heavy machinery, and it used in that manner is considered as a weapon. The thing is, and which is my biggest issue, is that when a child turns 18 here, and in America this happens a lot, so even in America, is that as soon as they become of legal driving age, their parents buy them a car.
Yeah, I got a car also when I turned 18.
Yeah, and so not everybody, I'm not saying everybody's responsible and part of this problem. It's just that when you buy your child a car, they're not responsible. They didn't buy the car, they didn't appreciate the car, so they're going to be speeding, they're going to get in the car when they're drunk, you know. One of my students is they live in the Canary Islands, which is in Spain, a beautiful area in Spain, and they've had a festival recently, and so this young adult, he's 18, just finished school. Him and his friends went to the festival, had some beers, you know, got drunk, got in the car, and then decided to drive out. Instead of being, oh well, I'm drunk, I'm gonna speed now, you know, because, you know, I'm stupid, I don't have any brains. Decided that they're not gonna be, he's not gonna be careful with his friends in the car. Luckily, everybody's alive. Everybody injured though, but you know, alive. But they drove the car into a wall, right? Into a fence wall of another person's house, and then the car went through this wall and into the house, and then completely destroyed the house and completely destroyed the car. So it's done. The car's a write-off. Yeah, that is what children do with cars. And then, like, I've watched some TikToks of Americans and YouTube. I just mute the YouTube videos just if I see it though. They get cars and then they go racing on the speedway, on the highways there, and it's just as awesome. So.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to watch a while back, it was actually funny, was Australian crash cams. Oh man, if you think South Africa's bad, those people they can't drive. Your brother's in the wrong industry. Unless they regulate traffic as well. I think they do. I think we're the only country in the world that has two different
we're the only,
institutes.
I don't know if we're the only in the world, but yeah, we're one of the few, if not only.
Yeah, it's just another, you know, governmental company or whatever you want to call it, institute, let's just use that word, where they can steal more money.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those people are like, yeah, you should. It's the funniest shit ever, dude. But those people cannot drive for shit. Most of the times, the people that do cause it's like huge accidents, like heavy accidents. But most times when this happens, the people do kind of, you know, they don't die. Over here, though, people dead. Did you see that one accident that was in a newspaper? About it was a small car, a smallish car that got trapped between two trucks.
No.
Yeah. So
Don't
it
even know
was
we
a-
have newspapers anymore.
Yeah, well, we do. So basically, essentially what happened is it was two trucks and then one small car and then a Ranger, a Ford Ranger. I'm not entirely sure, but I think what happened was both cars got, like, I think the one car got lodged in underneath the truck, and it was completely, there's nothing left for that car. It's like flat mess. So that person in there was just gone.
Yeah.
And then the Ranger, the tailgate, where you put the stuff in on the back, the buck.
Yeah.
The English word for that is. That was completely gone. You know, it's I think it's the flatbed of the bed, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the Americans call it. But yeah, that was completely gone. So where that should have been was the nose of the inside of the cab of the car. So it got completely squashed into one piece, and that people obviously dead as well, like just dead. So some horrible shit happens here, and then most deaths happen over Easter. You should know this. With taxis.
Yeah.
Fucking people. How's your damage looking?
Looking good. Delve quite deep. Don't know how deep.
Yeah, well, you have to have long equipment to see how deep. You know, if you don't get a proper job in America, you can always try to become a porn star.
It is an option, yeah. I need to catch up on sex somehow.
Jesus. Yeah, you're a bit behind all of us right now.
Focusing too much on YouTube. Have time for nothing else. And Porn Stars is famous too. In America.
Yeah.
Millions of subscribers. And I mean, who doesn't want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher?
Astronauts.
Astronauts. Friggin'. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
As long as you're happy, dude. I guess you will be.
I'm afraid the only
But dude, like, there's so many jobs in America, like, that just doesn't get filled.
It's weird you say it like that, because you know, if you look at Americans, they're always struggling. So if there's so many jobs that are not getting filled, then why do people live in poverty? That
So
do jobs that do have work, but
I had
can't find a decent job.
I had this conversation with my brother as well, and he explained to me his wife's dad. It's the best explanation for this whole situation. If you work for a company and you get paid 50,000 rand a month, and COVID hit, and now you're sitting without a job, you are not gonna take a job that pays you less than that. That's how, I wouldn't say most, but that's how some people operate. Poverty is a very small minority in America. Most Americans is average. And their average is pretty much as par as ours. People living month to month, but they have a house, decent car. I honestly believe people in poverty, if there is a lot of jobs, they literally are too lazy to find a job, or they will not settle for something less than they had before.
Well, that's there's a word for that, retardism.
Absolutely.
If that is your mentality, you don't want. There is nothing more liberating than at the end of the month than getting a full paycheck, like getting a paycheck full of money that you can spend on whatever the fuck you want. If you want to pay your rent, pay your rent. If you don't want to pay, don't pay it. I mean, if you want to be homeless, be homeless. But there's nothing more. Like my ex, she did not want to work. Like I had to struggle her to get her to work. To just look for any job. And for me, it's like, how do you not want a job? How do you not want your own money?
Yeah.
You know?
There's a lot of people like that, especially in America. There's a lot of jobs. They just, either they just don't want to work or they will not settle for something they had before. It's just mentality issues, in my opinion. Like if you
people that
if you lose your job for some odd reason and you start a new company, you're gonna start again from the bottom. Like unless you have like physical papers and you're something like a doctor or a lawyer, something that needs papers, you can maybe like, you know, start with a higher salary again. But on average, if you get retrenched, you gotta start over. Full trust by the company. People just don't seem to understand that shit.
Americans don't do retrenchments, they just do you're fired. No warnings, no aim, nothing. They're just fired.
Yep.
Did you know in France it's almost impossible to get fired?
Not as much as our country though. Impossible here, like you said.
It's even more impossible there. So there are so many laws that are protecting them from getting fired that you literally need to either kill someone at your office, right? Or, well, that's very extreme.
At your
or
office.
Like maybe take like a shit on your like take an absolute like a actual dump on your boss's table. I still think that will still not get you fired in France. I talked to a French guy the other week and we were talking about jobs and I was talking to him, I was like why don't you, like he was talking about how some of his co-workers are just completely lazy and has to do most of the work and it's very difficult for them to cope with everything. It's like why doesn't your managers just get rid of them and say no, there's too many laws that actually protect these people and that it's almost impossible to get fired. And I think that's wonderful, but also, you know, horrible at the same time if you're working in a team.
I don't know why that could be wonderful. Like if I start a company and you're not working, like fuck you, I'm not paying you.
Yeah,
like you can still.
There's so many channels.
You can still work for me, sure, but if you're not pitching up, I'm paying you daily. If you're not pitching up, then sorry. That's the mentality I'll have.
You get in trouble. Like if you were to live in France, you wouldn't be able to do what you want to do. There's too many laws that would stop you. There's no way around it. It's just the way it is there. So what happens is that most people that live there, they go to work and they just don't care. Like most of them come in late. They honestly just don't care.
But then I would have only probation roles. I give you a 3-month contract.
Yeah. Yeah.
There has to be ways around it, dude. Fuck that. I would never then ever start a company there.
Yeah, no, you said it's virtually impossible to fire someone. You'll have to get them to quit. So you said that the way they do it is they make the working conditions really bad. So give the guy a lot of work to do, make him stay overtime, but basically make his life miserable and get him to quit.
Yeah.
But then they'll refill the position. So yeah. But the reason why I said it's great is because in some companies, so there's this TikToks that I watch, is this guy that he reads emails between bosses and colleagues and managers. And sometimes like an employee does, like, and this is mostly UK and US, Then they do something, and then it's not how the manager wanted, and they just get fired, just like that. There's no, like in South Africa, it's like you need to get a 2 verbal warnings, I think, and then 3 written warnings. And then after you get in your last written warning, then if the company wants to get rid of you, then they are allowed to do that.
Yeah, but I told you that last time. Literally, we were talking about this. We were playing Path of Exile 2, and you said no, it's impossible. You can't fire people in South Africa. And we were talking about Excision, people he's working with. And then I told you, like, it has to be 2 written warnings, and it has to be the same thing. And the 3rd one, you can fire the guy. And you said, no, you're not allowed to fire.
We're trying to try to remember what I said, so I'm just gonna agree with you.
Because my actual friend got fired. Always pitching up late to work. Like, he was playing HOTS with me back then.
Is he white?
Yeah. But the whole company was white.
Oh. Well, lucky company.
There were only 6 people, dude.
Yeah, so...
He got written warnings for being late and for not finishing his work on the day. Like, he was behind on work. And eventually the boss told him, like, either I'm gonna fire you or you're gonna quit. And he quit. But yeah, it can happen. You can fire people for 2 written warnings in the same industry, and the 3rd strike, you're out.
Yeah.
But whether it works by Excision like that, I can't really talk, you know, because it might be a different thing if you're a different culture. They have different laws than us. So.
Well, I mean, ShopRite is white owned, like most companies in the world, and South Africa is white owned. So.
Yeah, but they fall under BE, so it might be different laws, is what I mean.
So yeah, so let me give you an example of if you are not white, what your advantages are, except that you already know. I think my internet is bad. Just let me know if you can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah. So my mother has her own business, and she employed. Let's just say she wasn't entirely black, but her skin wasn't white, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to say colored because she wasn't a colored. So let's just go with black, right? So this woman.
In American terms, yes.
My mother. Yes.
Since they culture are also black in America.
Well, he's as colored as you can get because he speaks Afrikaans as well. But anyway, so this woman, my mother changed the way that they worked. They changed the hours, and they were never open on weekends, the business. But then like now we need to start working over weekends because a lot of customers want to come to the business over weekends. As you know, it's more like it's just I don't get the time during the week or some shit like that, right? So she's like, okay, we're gonna start working half days on Saturdays. Obviously, you'll get paid weekend pay, which is then a few more rands per hour.
I think it's about 20% increased if it's public holiday work, this weekend work.
Yeah. So she was gonna pay them weekend pay, and then the woman's like, no, there's no way I'm gonna work over weekends. I will not work over weekends. And then my mother let her know that, okay, well, like if you're not going to work over weekends, then like we're going to have some issues. And, you know, then either then this company is not a good fit to you. And then the woman resigned, right?
Yeah.
And then the woman, she didn't come over, I think it was a few weekends. Then she didn't come to work for a few weeks. I think there's something about if you don't attend work for, I think it's like a few weeks, then you're allowed to fire the person. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but you can't not go to work for a few weeks and still expect to be employed. It doesn't matter. The point is she resigned after 2 weeks of not attending work, right? She didn't even show up at all. Then 2 weeks later, she resigned. She gave her notice, not even 30-day notice. She just came in, said she's not going to work anymore. And then she took my mother to, I think it's called Phrecia, which is basically like a, what's it called again?
Court for
it's like a unity
wrongdoing?
man for workers. I forgot the name now. It's like a union. Yeah, a union. Sorry, there we go. So it's a union for workers, essentially. So, understand the story correctly. Woman comes in, says she's not going to work over weekends, where her boss has told her she has to work over weekend, refuses. So then doesn't show up the weekend that she should work, and then doesn't show up for work after that for 2 weeks, comes in, resigns, no notice, right? And then a month later, right, Siesta comes to my mother and it's like, hey, listen, like, you didn't pay this woman, and like, you should pay her. And as well as like, we're investigating that you illegally terminated her working contract. And my mother's like, I don't understand, this doesn't make sense to me. She hasn't worked for me in over 6 weeks. Like, why should I pay her? She didn't show up to work. She quit her job without a prior notice, and I shouldn't pay her. And they're like, no, like, either you're gonna pay her, because that's how it works. She is the color of her skin, right? And there's the rights that she has, and you need to pay her, or this will go to court, right? So then my mother had to pay her the weekend that she refused to work, plus then she had to give her 3 months salary on top of that.
Now that you've had a glimpse of the act,
That's so
That
fucked up.
is the advantage that you get for being a different color than we are in this country. And I think it's ridiculous. Like, if I did that, if I was employed somewhere, I just fucking don't go to work, and then 2 weeks later I resign, and then I'm like, hey, where's my money? You should pay me. And then I go to CSI, they probably will laugh at me and tell me to get lost.
serious gauntlet.
Yeah.
Deadly.
But if you're a different color and you go to them, they're like, oh yes, we'll help you, you know? Power to the black and all that nonsense.
So I'm just saying, like, if I ever do make a company, it will be linked to Bitcoin, and you'll get paid per hour. And for the days you don't come in, you just don't get paid. That's it. I think
you can just set it up.
yeah, you can set it up so good with Bitcoin that you can pay people daily. I can pay you 8 hours a day, like, for example, and after the day ends, you get your pay. Like,
So, yeah, my company does exactly the same thing, but with euros, not with Bitcoin. So everybody that's employed, it's full-time employed, but your contract states that you are freelancing on
Yeah.
a permanent basis. So then, if they want to fire me today, they can fire me. They
Yeah.
won't use the word fired. They'll just say, we view how we want things done differently, so we're gonna let you go. And so there's no severance package, there's no legal shit, so you can just do the same. You can just set it up as a full-time freelancing position,
yeah.
and then they can't do shit. But yeah, did you hear about that lift company that started up in Gauteng, in Pretoria, sorry, the
No,
Afrikaans one? You have not.
no.
So it's called Vanuatu.
It
that's
sounds
the company's
familiar.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's called Vanuatu. So
And
just
it's
a white
TU,
company.
right? The end.
Yeah, TU at the end.
Yeah.
So
I think I've heard of them.
essentially- Yeah. So essentially, they were reported to the High Court for racism because they only employ white people. It's an Afrikaans company, but the Afrikaans drivers marketed towards Afrikaans people in Pretoria, which I don't know why in Pretoria, because there's not a lot of Afrikaans people there, but anyway.
What? There's fucking so many, dude.
Okay, then I'm wrong.
Stickies. Stickies.
It was,
Stickies is Afrikaans fucking
oh, is it?
one of the only Afrikaans colleges or universities, sorry.
Isn't that the one they closed down because there was a
No,
race?
that's Hatfield. That's the party place close to Tucky's. That's where I went like every weekend. Because it was so close to my house.
Holy shit. Yeah. So basically, essentially the story boils down to they were reported to the High Court for being racist. Because they only employ white people, they only pick up white people, and they only do it for Afrikaans people. So, and the cars they drive are luxury, dude. It's luxury. And then someone, a black person said with this whole thing, like, just leave the fucking people alone. That's basically what he said. He didn't say it exactly. I'm not quoting him. His message was, just leave the fucking people alone. Right? It's an Afrikaans company targeted for Afrikaans people. So if you can't speak Afrikaans, then why the fuck do you want to work there? That's basically what his message was. And I found it laughable that, like, to work at ShopRite, and I don't know how Excision did it, right? To work at ShopRite, you need to be black. If there's a position opening, which, like,
I think there needs to be like 98% or 95% needs to be black. You can have like 1 or 2 white ones.
Yeah. Yeah, so the primary market for their employees are black.
Yeah.
And that is perfectly fine. That is legal. That is wholesome in the eyes of our government. But when you do something similar, right, you open a company and your target audience are Afrikaans speaking people, then you're racist.
Yeah.
And you're morally just unjust.
But it happens in America also. Like there's a guy I watch quite a lot. His name is Charlie Kirk. And he said that there's black only dormitories in some universities. Like it's not called black only, but you have to be black to go to the dormitory. And
otherwise, you probably get assaulted.
yeah, and that is perfectly fine. But if you start a white only dormitory, bro, people would be fucking striking and rioting.
Yeah,
right?
I think the black mentality is just that of a victim. Like, that's all they want to be, is just be a victim. Like, I watched this video of Chad Boswick, or whatever his name is, Black Panther, the actor of Black Panther, where they were at a awards ceremony, and the entire crowd was black, and he was like, yeah, you know, I agreed that Denzel Washington has done a lot for black Americans, but the way they talk about it, it's like, oh my god, we're black, like we're so disadvantaged, you know, feel sorry for us, thank you so much for just allowing us black people to have something in life. The way they talk is that of a victim mentality, which I don't know why it's still allowed. Like, I don't get it. So we don't do that. Yeah, like we sit in a country which is proportionally black, like very disproportionately black, sorry. We are not allowed to have white jobs.
Yeah, I think the
Like,
percentage, what I heard was it's 8% white.
Yeah, it's about 7 to 8% white. When we want a fucking job, we literally have to kill people to get that job. We have to fight amongst each other to get any job position. You can hold how many ever certificates and qualifications on your name, right? And still the unemployed, the unqualified, the untrained black person will still get it, right? And that's how we live, and we're not okay with it, but you know, we pretend we are. And then whenever they speak about anything, they speak like they're still victims. They speak like they're still living in squatter camps, and they don't have any advantage. They don't have any rights to anything. Like, their life is doom and gloom permanently.
Yeah. But they need to get off their ass and do something about it, especially in America. There's
Yes.
There's something in America called the American Dream, and it's achievable no matter what skin color you are.
My bro, there's so many rich Americans, black Americans,
Yeah.
that will dwarf some of the richest white people in this country.
That's also something that that Charlie Kirk says. Like, for example, basketball is predominantly black.
Yeah.
Now, is it fine for the government? Like, for us, it's rugby, right? And they're doing it. But is it fine for the government to just come in and say, hey, listen, we need at least 50% of them to be white? No, it will kill that sport, literally. They're like, black basketball players is way better. Like, I'm not saying all whites are bad, but like, they're way better because they play it in their hoods. They play it from fucking birth. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's in their bloodstream. Where if white people do it, it's because they're friends with black people. They get into that. It's, yeah, it's pretty weird, but to make that 50% white, like, it's gonna kill off that sport. And we did it with rugby, and it was terrible at the start. Now it's okay-ish. It's not that bad now because it's been a few years that they, you know, that they became good. But at the start it was very bad. Like, we lost against fucking Japan, dude. Like, what?
Yeah. I remember when they said that they will bring out a law that will force black people to be put on the team.
Yeah, it's
went from being.
Yeah, our cricket as well. We were one of the best.
Yeah.
We were one of the best, and
We were one of the best, and now we're not.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're still good, but
yeah,
it's only when the white players play that we are great. The thing is with rugby is that, you know, Siakalisi, Matrawira, you know, these players are fantastic. What you call it, Brian Abana. Like, South Africa rugby would not be anything without these people, but these people
is the exception. They're not the rule.
Yeah, they're the exception. They prove that they belong there. They prove that this team, this sport, is their sport. And like, I love them like a brother because they are fantastic what they do. They didn't use anything to get on the team except their own skill.
And that's how I think it has to be in sport. Like, it's not about color, it's about the best player. The best player gets the spot.
Exactly.
That's why I just love watching athletics, dude. There's no fucking color teams involved. Fuck that.
Politics.
run the 100 meters. I want to see that shit. The best people against each other. No fucking, oh, you're too white, you can't compete. Fuck that.
No, like, if they do that, it's like, no, it has to be 50% white and black. And the white guy comes dead last. I was like, no, it's not fair. You know, they historically, naturally more aspirated to running. It's not fair. I want you to change that. The genetics. That's ridiculous. Like, for me, the thing that I find ridiculous is, you watch Formula 1, right?
Yeah, I do. Starting soon again, right? Like next weekend.
Yeah, it's this weekend, yeah.
This weekend.
So, Lewis Hamilton, you know, worldwide famous, you know, 7-time world champion.
Technically the best, best ever.
No.
He has the most cups.
Verstappen is better, but whatever.
He's now, he will bypass him eventually. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Hamilton started this black kind of movement within Formula 1, trying to get diversity into the sport.
Yeah, it was the Black Lives Matter that he moved that into Formula 1. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and, you know, a lot of people looked at this very racially and said that you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. I didn't look at it like racially like that. I looked at it like, my dude, you are one of the best. We will never be the best, but you are one of the best.
He is the best.
Right? You are a GOAT in itself. And you earned your position there. It wasn't given to you because you were black. It wasn't given to you because there was no other white drivers available, because there was. It was given to you because you earned it, because you are talented and you deserve to be there in the position you have. You deserve all the success you've had over the years.
Yeah.
And now what you're trying to do, or what he's trying to do, is he's trying to force the sport to be black by his movement to get diversity into the sport. And then once you do that, you'll have drivers that are not naturally talented like he is, because he is, that will put at risk the lives of the other drivers on the racetrack. And my stance on it will always be the same. Is that if you don't deserve there, you will not be there. And there's a good example of this. There was this very rich Indian driver. I'm not sure, his name was like Kalakuluma or something like that. And another one was I have to go think of his name now. These drivers had a lot of money, and so they just bought. That's like the same as Stroll. Like he just buys his seat. He's worthless as a driver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pastor Maldonado is the guy I'm thinking about, and the other Indian guy as well. That was he had a very short season, then he was removed because he was a danger. He was a danger on the track.
Yeah.
And what happens when you?
That
when
guy
you have
from
a
Haas
movement-
also is also fucking dangerous. Where I think it was for start. No, it was Perez. Perez and that Haas guy crashed into each other. And I still blame the Haas guy. It's like it was a straight.
Oh, Magnussen.
Yeah, I think it's on.
It wasn't. You're talking about Monaco. No, it wasn't straight. It's a bending turn. So Perez should have gone to the other side of the racetrack because the other guy had literally nowhere to go. Where Perez had the entire racetrack on the other side to turn to. But it doesn't matter. He's out of this. Both of them are out of the sport, so you know that's a good thing.
I thought Perez is just playing or driving for someone else now.
No, he's completely out.
Oh,
So is Magnussen as well, which is good, which is really good. Magnussen is a danger, yeah.
yeah, he was
He's
a danger
he's
for
a
sure.
driver.
I think it was written off the weekend before that as well. The Haas guy.
Yes, he exceeded his penalty on his F1 license. He exceeded the penalty limit, yeah. So yeah, no, he was definitely a danger, 100%.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is Pastor Maldonado and the Indian guy that wasn't there on merit. They were just there because they had money. And Maldonado caused so much issues that he would crash almost every race. He's like that Logan Sargent, you know, just another useless American that's an F1. It never works out. Just if you're American, you want to do F1, it's not going to work out.
Yeah,
Go to NASCAR,
they should
make your
stay in
left turn.
NASCAR. Yeah.
Make another left turn.
But now Ford is gonna make the engines, right? For
Okay, so yeah, this is
for
a
Red Bull.
very yeah. So Ford is gonna make the engines for Red Bull, but
Yeah.
also Ford kind of got it in, right? No, GM Motors got it in, not Ford. So GM Motors was developing a F1 car to compete next year, right?
Yeah.
And so they partnered with Cadillac, which is, I think they I don't know why, but they partnered with Cadillac. And then Cadillac took over the entire project and kind of pushed GM Motors out of it. And next year, the Cadillac will be the 11th team on the grid. But General Motors was done in completely with that deal.
See, that's what my brother told me. Like, Perez is gonna drive for one of the new teams coming in. Because he told me there's gonna be 11 team. I'm just like, there's no fucking way. There's way too many cars already. Like, if you're overlapping people, then there's too many, dude.
Yeah, no, this is happening. So in 26, Cadillac will enter the sport. And then Perez and Ricardo are rumored to be driving for them.
Yeah.
On top of that, the most successful name in racing, which is Audi, will be joining the grid as well from next year. But they will be the F1 stake car, the green one, the ugly slow one. They will completely take over that team, and it will be rebranded as Audi Autosport.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and that's going to be really exciting. I think this year is going to be exciting already because Haas is now Gazoo Racing. Toyota is also extremely successful racing team with a very strong pedigree and really brilliant people that work for Gazoo Racing. So I wonder how they perform this year.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I love watching the start because it's definitely worth watching. I mean, like end league, you're like, I know who wins already. Not really worth watching.
Yeah, it's mid-season, you'll see whoever's the strongest team, and you probably can then summarize. Oh no, they're probably gonna win it. But I think, oh man, last year 2024 was an amazing year.
That was pretty good.
Formula One. I think Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Jesus Christ, man.
McLaren, dude. McLaren definitely
McLaren, yeah. Mercedes
impressed
and
me.
McLaren.
Let's just say that.
Yeah. So McLaren took 5 wins. Ferrari took 5 wins. Mercedes took 3 wins, and then Verstappen took 6 wins. And it was a brilliant year. Like it could have gone to Ferrari, it could have gone into Red Bull or Mercedes even, or McLaren. At the end, it was between McLaren and Ferrari. You know, if Charles Leclerc or Sainz did a bit better, they could have been contention for the WDC. It was such a good year for racing. Norris as well. I think Norris could have possibly won it. But they kind of fucked up. The one race, I think it was Hungary.
He was
Norris
hungry?
was leading the race. Yeah. No. The Hungary race.
They gave him a Sami?
Yeah, okay, I give him something. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so he was leading the race. You know this, I'm sure you can remember. And
Yeah.
then they messed up the strategy. But Piastri was leading the race, and then they messed up the strategy, and then Norris took over, and then I told Norris to give the position back.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
He lost 7 points, and those 7 points could have kept him in the contention for the WDC. So it would have been a much tighter. So I'm pretty sure, like, after that, McLaren had the policy as we have 2 number 1 drivers, and then after that it was like no. Somewhere in the middle of the year they were like no. Norris is our first driver. Piastri, you are there to support him. Yeah, which I think is bullshit to do, but anyways. But they literally fucked up his chance at the WDC. So good for them though, huh?
Yeah, they came out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah, fuck, imagine you have a chance to win the World Drivers Championship, and then your team is like, no, let your teammate through, like it's his race to win. I will be like, my dude, no. Like, I'm first, he's second, we're gonna get the same points if we swap, but I get the win, I can challenge the title. I will not give it. I would refuse. And if they fire me, they fire me. Like, good luck to you. I'll just go to another team. I'm literally challenging the World Championship right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm good. Thanks. I hope this year is good. Everybody thinks that McLaren's gonna run away with it. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to say about Ford developing engines for Formula 1. They were doing that in like 1980 last time. Been such a big gap.
Yeah, well.
They make good engines, but
The Castrol era, yeah, Ford Castrol. That was a brilliant era for Ford engines. What I want to see.
they win NASCAR by far also. Like, no, not even a contest.
Yeah, but what I want to see back on the track is the BMW engines. Those cars that was running the BMW engine in the early 2000s were absolute fucking rocket ships, dude. It was and still was the fastest car, F1 car ever produced.
Yeah.
In a straight line, naturally. I mean, the 2019 Mercedes was the fastest car ever produced around the track, but not on a straight line. I can still remember watching those races, and then one problem when Toya and Ralph Schumacher was driving the BMW powered cars, and then they always slow around the corners just because the car was shit, but still. And then the person that was chasing them down would get close, and then as soon as they get to the straight, it's just gone. The car's gone. There's nothing.
It's like how at the start of last year, like how Red Bull was. Like you get slipstream, DRS, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. They're just too fast in a straight line.
Yeah.
And I heard that they say that it's a mid-rotation car. And that's why Perez couldn't drive it.
Oh, it's something like that. So essentially, they did an interview with Alex Albon that was driving with Verstappen in 22, I think. So essentially, you're right. So it's mid rotation, and Verstappen likes the car to be very sensitive on the front, right?
According to my knowledge, Verstappen said he will learn to drive the car. Just make it as fast as you can in a straight line. He doesn't care. He will practice mid rotation.
Yeah, but back then, that's what was happening. So then he wants the car to be more sensitive and more sensitive and more sensitive, right? And this is for him. He's perfectly fine driving the car like this. He's absolutely phenomenally talented to do this. But then what happens to the other driver and the other car is that it gets more sensitive and more sensitive. And then you're basically driving on a knife's edge. And then what happens to all of them eventually is they just can't drive the car anymore. Like look at Perez last year, second in the two first races. He was second. He was right up there with Verstappen. The year before he was actually first at one point in the WDC, and then the car just gets changed the whole time to Verstappen, and then the second driver just absolutely just loses it.
Yeah.
So,
and then people like my brother and my father is like, look how shit Perez is. I'm like, no, dude, you just can't drive the car. You just don't understand. Like, I've let them drive a car that's mid-rotation on Gran Turismo, which is the Audi R8. Dude, it's impossible to turn. Like, it's so bad. So, like, they understand, but, like, they don't really fucking, like, I don't think they listen.
Yeah. For me, I was always in the same headspace. Perez isn't good enough, but after I heard the interview, I was like, yeah, poor guy. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, he's one of the best drivers you'll ever find. So, like, he's gonna make a comeback in that new company then. I want to see that shit.
Oh, well, hopefully. But I feel that the new guy that's part of the Red Bull now, he's gonna have the same issue.
Yeah.
The car's gonna be suited towards Verstappen, and
it's apparently not a new guy though. He was reserved for them this whole last year.
Yeah, it's not a brand new guy, but it's the first time he's gonna be competing in a full season.
Yeah, he's very young apparently also.
Yeah, very cocky, New Zealander. But I think the same is gonna happen to him. He's gonna either have to learn to drive the car and get on top of it very quickly, or he's probably gonna do well in the first few races until the car gets up there, and then he's just gonna do the exact same thing is gonna happen to him. He's just gonna drop off completely, and then everybody's gonna be, we knew it. He's not gonna be good enough. He's trash, man. Yeah. So where other like Ferrari and every other team, they don't do this. They don't change the car towards one person's perspective. They change the car to be as fast as possible for both drivers.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way the aerodynamics work on that car, it uses less wheel traction, so they can do more laps than other cars, just because the downforce is less. Have that mid rotation.
Yeah.
So it's really good if you can drive it, because your straight is just so much better. Like if you have DRS, you'll just fucking bypass anyone. And sometimes even DRS for the guy behind you won't even bypass you. Like that's how fast you go. But That's all done with aerodynamics to get the car to mid-rotate. But if you look at every other car, they have a bent nose where it's just Red Bull that has a flat nose. Because no one can fucking drive that car. No one can.
Exactly.
It takes an immense amount of practice. Like you have to like relearn how to drive, literally.
Yeah. And some people just can't. So Pierre Gasly couldn't, Albon couldn't, Sainz, Perez couldn't. His first year he did practically very good. When he joined in 23, he actually did a good job. No, 2022 he joined. He did a really good job the first year. He was right up there. He was second in a championship. He was competing for race wins against Verstappen. But as the car got, you know, upgraded over the years, he dropped off like a brick. There was actually nowhere to be found, and like he was slower than both Ferraris, both Red Bulls, and both Mercedes, sorry, and both McLarens the last season. He was slower than some of the other cars. He was slower than fucking Hulkenberg, man, bro. I was driving a piece of shit Haas at that point. So yeah, like that's just saying how difficult that car was for him to drive.
Yeah.
And I know that Verstappen was complaining the entire season that there's no grip. The car feels too loose. So yeah, understandable. I feel sorry for the guy. So, but
I think what they need to do, they need to go to like Le Mans, and they need to go to, I don't know, even Group 3 potentially, and find someone that specializes also in mid-rotation. Like you can't just take the best driver that, you know, that drives a car that's centered at the back and just expect, hey, now you can drive a mid-rotation. Like it's completely different.
Yeah, on Gran Turismo, I can't drive mid-rotation either.
Yeah, Gran Turismo, Audi R8, that thing is impossible. And then you see like the pro players, they fucking can drive that thing like crazy. Nah, dude. That thing, I can't. Here, just, no. I love the Audi TT. But just because of the R8's rotation, I will not fucking race that in manufacturer. Impossible.
Some people are like, it's just life. Some people are more naturally gifted in something than others, and
I just think it takes an immense amount of practice. And I think if you can get it right, I think the car turns better. But, oof, man. I tried, I just couldn't. And now, imagine you're someone that does this for a living on TV. Like, how would it feel if so many people, like, call you a bad driver and just because the car is not catered to how you can drive? I mean, if they can make two different cars, it's literally the same car. They just have to tilt the nose a bit, and I think it's the fin at the back has to be more up. You'll get more tire wear, but the car will be more back end rotated.
yeah, but see, but the regulations of
Yeah, both has to be the same. Yeah.
The car has to be the same. So you can have your front wing, the small fins that can be at different angles. You can have your brake bias, your tire pressures. You can have all that. You can have it different, but the fundamentals of the car has to be the same. So same nose, same DRS flap, same floor. So you can't change these things between the two cars. So those things that are important for Perez to have in his way, he just can't get. And I imagine how demoralizing that has to be.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you are a world-class driver, because to be in Formula 1 you have to be, unless you have money. But if you're not worth the talent, then you will get knocked out of Formula 1 very quickly, unless Lance Stroll, of course. I don't know why he's still there. Excuse me. So to get to have an insane amount of talent and then not being able to do anything with it because the car you're driving is just not for you. So yeah, I can't imagine how that feels. But the thing is, he survived what 3 years in Red Bull. That's yeah, it's the most that anybody has that's driven next to Verstappen. And unfortunately, I think that the same thing is going to happen to Charles Leclerc this season. I think that Ferrari's going to be like, Hamilton is our focus. We're going to make the car to his liking. He's a 7-world world champion, of course. Why not? And
even though it's his last year.
Yeah. And then he's going to have a very hard time driving that car. But
yeah.
I don't like.
Cool, guys. We're gonna actually end the video here. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.